Creation of a Vision by Kristen Herring for Developing Leaders under Dr. Kimberly Wilkerson. The importance of a school vision. A shared vision will unite the school faculty, staff, and administrators. It helps everyone to move in the same direction. It encompasses the expectations of all the stakeholders, including those in the building and in the community, such as parents and business leaders. It points the way to achievement, and it provides accountability for decision-making in the school. Robbins and Alvey, 2004. Identify and involving the multiple stakeholders in developing the vision. I feel like it's important to involve the administrators, the oversight team, the faculty members, the staff members, parents, students, and business leaders. As a career academy coach, thinking about possibly becoming an educational leader, I look at each one of these and try to think of who they would be. The administrators being the principals and assistant principals on a campus. The oversight team for me would be the leadership team made up of department heads. Possibly, well, I'll say that in just a minute. The faculty members for the whole group would include teachers, instructional coaches, the graduation coach, we have one, testing coordinators, speech and occupational therapists, behavioral specialists, possibly the alternative learning center coordinator, the AVID coordinator. Anyone that is a professional on campus would be asked to be involved in that. I would plan to do that during professional development at the beginning of the year so that we could start with our vision in place. Paraprofessionals, attendance clerks, the secretaries, permanent substitutes on campus, and other staff members would be invited to attend. We would want a diverse group of parents who can be an equitable voice for all the parents. We would want a diverse group of students from different grades from the campus, and business leaders who have partnerships within our school. Robbins and Alvey, 2004, and what we value, our mission. Strategies to involve the various stakeholders in developing the vision. Onboarding will be very important. Onboarding these stakeholders is necessary, even if it involves having virtual meetings for those that cannot be present in person. And this would help us to build trust and support, Barth, 2006, and to build relationships with everyone, Robbins and Alvey, 2004. Engaging faculty, leadership team, the staff, all through reflection from the past and experiences, data, and the data results, school climate surveys, and samples of the vision. We need to engage the parents in discussions and survey them about the climate and culture. We need to engage students with surveys and representatives that are diverse and could help us with the creation of a vision. Gabriel and Firmer, 2009. Engaging business partners, asking questions about their core values and what they would like to see the school emphasize to potential employees. This is in regards to academics and to values. As a career coach, I have partnered with businesses and the business leaders in our community, and one of the key things that they want from the schools is to see core values taught, and they would like to be involved in the decisions, not all decisions, but in some decisions that involve academic skills that they're going to need in the business industry, and values that they would like to see in the employees. And so they sit on advisory boards that we have in our school, and that is nice to hear what they expect from schools. Strategies for conducting parent surveys to gain information that will support the development of the school vision, with specific attention on parents who aren't tech savvy and do not normally attend school functions. So a main key is that we remove the barriers to parent communication, especially with those that are not tech savvy or who can't attend. So things that we could do, we might survey parents to ask their preference for communication and what the best time for communication is. These surveys and all surveys can be done online with a link on social media, email, and text. The majority of our parents do have phones, so we could get them through a text possibly. Surveys can also be completed during the school's open house at the Parent Center computers that we have. We can have them all set up and ready for those surveys to be done. Surveys can be paper copies that are sent home with students or picked up during open house before the school year starts. And so doing each of those hopefully would help get the word out, but also surveys that could be completed through phone calls. We could have different staff members trying to do that. Or we could use our school call-out system in order to provide directions for finding and completing the surveys and provide information about parent meetings in hopes that they would attend. Surveys could be sent out in the email so that they have the link to get there. But here's a new thing that we have been using in our district for just the past couple of years, and it's called School Status, and there's other programs similar, but it allows you to text, call, or email straight from your computer, and parents are able to respond in the same manner to the number that is used through School Status. So teachers aren't having to use their personal phones, and it's not even the school phone. It's set up through the system online. And the neat thing is that because most parents have phones and can text, when they receive the text, they're able to respond and they can click a link through that to help them. So these are just a few ways that we could try to help those parents, whether they're tech savvy or not. Identification of the steps, strategies, and processes that are necessary in the development of the school vision. Personal vision statements by the administrators and the faculty that everyone shares could help start the process. Evaluating the current school vision, mission, and core values so that we can see what was good, what was bad, what we were able to reach as far as the goals, and what and why we didn't reach the other items and the vision. Surveying the stakeholders, like I said earlier, one, to learn about the culture and climate as they see it, to learn what they know about the recent data, because it's important to know if they know and understand the data that's out there, and to learn what is important to them. Create a small team, such as department heads, parents, student representatives, and business partners of stakeholders. Prepare them for the obstacles that may get in their way as they plan to lead the rest of the team in creating the vision. Training the small group, having them discuss the survey results, reading samples of visions, discussing the principal's personal vision, creating a list of core values from the probably massive list that you would get from your business partners, and kind of beginning the narrowing down process, but then when it's presented to the teachers, they could narrow it down even more if they would like. Reviewing the school data and disseminating it for understanding so that they can go out and teach the other faculty members, and preparing for parent presentations throughout the year for accountability. Next, we would have the leadership team lead the departments in the discussions about the surveys. They would again read the samples, share the principal's vision with that small group, review data for understanding, and then as they begin to process all of this and start building pieces of the school vision, they would create words or phrases that are important to them for the vision, mission, and core values. And then each of those smaller groups, led by the department heads, would come back together, and they would take the words or phrases from the whole group and begin to write rough draft vision, mission, and core values. I think it's important that they write a rough draft version of that, not the completed version and just say, okay, this is what you came up with, here it is. Instead, they would take this rough draft back to the whole group, faculty, present it for any changes that they see, or they might find that something that they had wasn't included and they want to explain to the whole faculty why it was important to them. And after the whole vision, mission, and core values are established, they are agreed upon through an adoption process. And from there, the leadership team presents the adopted version of the vision, mission, and core values to the stakeholders. WF in Farmer 2009. The assessment progress toward vision and the many forms and sources of data that should be used. So, assessment of progress. Stakeholders agree that the vision answers the question, what is our dream for our school, students, and teachers? Robbins and Harvey, 2004. All stakeholders should have a clear understanding of the data. So I feel like that's very important, as after sitting on a leadership team and disaggregating data many, many times, and even finding myself in a situation where I was confused by data or just misunderstood the data or was just way behind the others. It was nice when there were people in the group that could explain a piece that I didn't get or wasn't able to put together. So it's very important that the stakeholders all have a clear understanding of the data. So the leadership team needs to be ready to disaggregate that and then disseminate it, understand it, and put it out for the staff to understand, answer questions. Some sources of data would be important, that survey results are from stakeholders on school climate and culture, and I would like for that to be everyone in the building, anyone and everyone that could get to take it, whether they're faculty, staff, students, parents, community members, and business leaders, so that we can see what everyone thinks of what's going on in the building. Survey results from these business leaders that lead us to the list of core values and the needed skills that they think our students need when they graduate. We need to look at student attendance and tardiness. We should look at faculty and staff attendance and the faculty and staff resignation rate and the number of new teachers that are needed to be hired. Extracurricular demographics, the school discipline numbers along with their demographics and the disciplinary actions, state testing results and the demographics, standardized testing results and the demographics, commented form assessments on campus, the results of those, and the demographics of our advanced placement along with those test scores. Gabrielle and Farmer, 2009, and Robbins and Malcolm, 2004. Identification of the steps, strategies, and processes that are necessary in the development of the school vision. The personal I'm very sorry, it went the wrong way and pushed the button. Okay, the impact of school culture and climate a factor in meeting the school vision and goals. The impact of culture and vision. So when the culture and climate are positive on a school campus, onboarding is much easier for everyone involved. And teacher buy-in is faculty buy-in, staff buy-in, student buy-in, parent buy-in. It's much easier when they see the culture and climate in a positive way. When culture and climate are seemingly negative, there may be obstacles to getting everyone on board with the vision. There may be fear of change, and people may question leadership. A lot of times people, when they do these two things, they think, well, why are we doing this again? Administrators ever cared once it's created. It's just been done. We've never looked at it or talked about it again. Gabrielle and Farmer, 2009. Now, there are some causes for poor school culture and climate, and when the survey results come in, these are the things that need to be discussed. so that the leadership team and the faculty and staff can begin to